Hey, so Married at First Sight, episode 14. Their last get together before final decision, which I'm going to say from the beginning, I think of course, they're all going to stay together. Now, will they stay together for stay married a length of time is very questionable. Um, Eric I think Eric is controlling. He's not controlling in a mean way. So either he knows like sometimes how to come off as, I just want the best for you. So this is why I want you to do what I want you to do. But he doesn't realize, or maybe he does realize and just does not want to act like, you know, kind of play a victim. Like, I just want the best for you, when, most controlling men are like, do what I said to do. But some of Haley's, some of the things that she wants to do is still crazy. Like, she wants the word marriage, but does not want to live as a normal married couple. You don't have to follow by everybody's rules, but in a relationship, would your man let you spend a night at another man's house? I don't care if you are friends, whatever. Your men don't want you to spend a night at a woman's house. They want you to come home. So why would it be okay that you didn't come home, even if he is not at the house? That's your home. Like, the only way that you should be staying out or staying at somebody else's house is if you were visiting and you couldn't get home. But to just it not even be a thought like, okay, I do need to change some of my ways. Like, so when he does say I'm not he does she doesn't make him first, I definitely understand that. But he needs to maybe not try to make her do some of the things and try to adapt, because he says that he doesn't want to force her to do anything. But yes, he does. He really does. And maybe if he does not realize it, it comes off as that, because you're going off of your previous relationships or your previous marriage. But guess what? That did not work. So trying something new. So maybe I would start going to a friend's house and staying out, and just ask her how she feels about it. And if she still thinks it's okay, then that's weird. But maybe you have to like give her a taste of her own medicine, and that will snap her out of it. The not wanting to move to his house, and the reasons is very stupid. I mean, if I didn't want to move to, now my new husband's home, it would only be if I felt mine was better. And I don't think that her apartment is better than his. I mean, that's just me. But the cat situation, like, come on now, Haley, like, or Virginia, you can't you're not going to be able to sleep with your cats. And why would you want to sleep with your cats when you now have a man who you supposedly love? Like, you either sleep with D or pussy, like cats. Like, come on now. And to say that he should start taking allergy medicine to sleep in his own bed is very crazy. Like, my responses to her would definitely be a lot more than what more like, it will be a lot harsher than he responds. I mean, there's no way. Like, it would be more like a, please, you're not going to make me uncomfortable in my own home. Like, it's bad enough that you're going to bring them in a house that I'm going to be living in, and you want them to sleep in a bed, and then you're saying that you can't lock them out. They don't know. Put them in another room, little cat scratch something, and they'll be fine. Like, everybody got to adapt. You wanted a husband, you got to adapt. Your cat's got to adapt. Your dog got to adapt. Everybody. Period. Brianna and Vincent. I cannot stand Brianna's. What is that voice? Like, is that like the I don't even know how to call it. Like, I cannot stand when she does it. It's like, and she does it when she wants to kind of get over on something, or maybe not know that she's wrong, but yeah, know that she's wrong for doing something. So she puts on that voice to soften the blow. I hate it. I hate it. And like, I don't like when people say if you don't try new things you can't grow, because absolutely you can. You don't need to try horseback riding to grow as a person. It just, and everybody's tried something different, looks different. Like him him getting up before he is rested is him trying something different. And but she does not. She's a very selfish person, very, very selfish, and her idea of compromise is do with what I want. And you see, like, when she wants, or when he says something and it's not what she wants to do, her response and her face, like, not evil, but it's just she puts on a mean face. And then when she said, she's not moving into his apartment, or he's so confident she's moving into his apartment, like, don't try to play her. Like, he has to get up when you get up because you want to eat breakfast. He's tired. His work schedule and your work schedule, or his just how he deals with things, is different than you. But your idea of compromise is never giving him halfway. And it's just like, I'm sick of her. I don't know how he deals with it. I mean, of course, he sees something different than what I do, but I'm tired of her. Like, because you married somebody who you want them to go on adventures, every adventure that person isn't going to want to do. And it's just like, why can't like, she doesn't know what compromise is, and what the preacher or whoever it was who married her, what her families told her to say, the vows, whatever. No, not vows. Whatever the preacher said about her is definitely true, and she needs to come off of that. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm over seeing her. Like, I don't feel like I don't like her as much. I mean, dislike her as much as I dislike Chris, but yeah, I'm over seeing her. Um, so Jacob and Haley, from the beginning, them driving there, I think, was a very bad, in separate cars, I think, was a very bad idea. I think that they should have drove together so that they could have maybe talked out the argument that they had, instead of getting there. Because no matter, like, even if them driving in separate cars, you still feel, or y'all still feel the same way about each other. So you might as well have sat in the car together. Even if you sat in silence, it still just would have, maybe there might have been something on the road that you seen that could have, like, sparked a conversation, and y'all laughed about it, and it would have changed things before you got there, versus him getting there and cooking for himself, and then her getting there and seeing that he had cooked for himself, which, he does not, he does, you can tell that he blocks her out, a lot of things that she says, but obviously he does listen to a lot of things because they won the game. But I just definitely think that it was a very bad idea for them to drive separately, and it just caused a little bit more confusion than what was needed. They wouldn't have, been going back and forth at the dinner table with everybody sitting there and listening. And then, like, his letter to her, well, first, I thought that her letter was very, very, I loved it. And then his letter, I really thought it was going to be something stupid. No, I don't want to say as always, but his letters are usually very short, when hers are very wordy, and then she's just like, is that it, really? You don't have nothing else to say? But I think that his letter this time was very good, and it got them in a better headspace. I think that, I mean, he, like I said before, he brings out arguments or his feelings at the wrong time, because I think that they were having a good time on the boat, and I'm glad that they didn't show their argument. But just to even have one, he could have just, kept it for later when they weren't around anybody, or just said it to her that night. Like, he didn't like I don't like your tone, and let's start fresh tomorrow. But um every time that Haley thinks they're moving in the right direction, or he even feels that they're moving in the right direction, like here comes something else, and it's just like y'all really don't really have anything to argue about. This It's very stupid, and I think that it's like a continuous thing of like it's just not really anything new. But when I seen him pack and leave early morning, I definitely knew that she was going to react that way, because I would react that way. Why would you basically, he wasn't really sneaking out, but he kind of was. If you had something to do and you had to leave a lot earlier than everybody else, or you just wanted to leave, knock on the door and say like, I'm sorry for waking you up, but I am leaving. I have this to do, or I'm just ready to go. It's just that simple. So I think they're both have some very selfish ways and are inconsiderate of each other's feelings, and I think that that's the issue. Like, I don't think they have an issue really together, but their consideration for each other when they want to do the things that they want to do is, I think, the biggest issue with them two. So Ryan and Claire, uh um so when she gets there and she's telling the girls, asking the girls, if they get asked certain things about their marriage, and then she says to them, well, I tell people, yeah, we're moving slow, we're moving at our own pace, we don't have to move like everybody else. And the girls are looking confused, because it's like, girl, you've told us that you want sex, and you told us that you want him to tell you he loves you, and he's not doing it. So don't say we are moving slow, this is how our marriage is going to go. Say he is moving slow and I don't want to rush him. Or if he has to move slow, then I guess I choose to deal with it, and it's nobody's business, but this is just what it is. Don't say we, because when you say that, it may give him the idea that you're okay with it, and you're not. So I mean, it was just, everybody looked at her like, girl, stop lying to us, because you're going to tell us later on that you're still not getting sex. um I don't think she should stay with him because she's scared of him. Not scared of him, like he would physically hurt her, but she's scared of an argument with him, or just actually, telling him how she feels. Like, she'll start it, but she doesn't like really get it off her chest how she really feels. It's always just, I want to keep this happy, I don't want to argue with him, or I don't want to push him away. Instead of saying like, this is what I want, this is what I expect, and if I'm going to give you what you want and what you expect, then I expect that in return, and that's just it. Ryan is going to use the I love you word, like her treat, like, you do something, good girl, I love you, just like a like, no. And if he does not want to say I love you, because for some reason he feels like if he says it more than 10 times it does not mean anything, ask him another word that's going to make him comfortable saying to you, because you need to be reassured, like every other human being, every once in a while, that somebody loves them. So if he doesn't want to say I love you, ask him something that he's comfortable saying to you, that he can say just on a random regular basis, just to make you feel good. Because even when he's like, even when she said to him, like, I need to be reassured, and you know I don't she just needs words to reassure her. And if she can talk to him, and him say this word, this is the word that I feel like I will use instead, then say, okay, he doesn't say I love you, but when he says this, I know how he's feeling. And then it will just make you feel better, and it'll shut everyone else up. But because he says he's not ready, I don't think he'll know when he's ready. because he doesn't know, and because I think he's so calculated. I think he probably has in his mind, you can't love somebody before a year, or so many weeks, or whatever, or before you make him come 100 times. I mean, like, I think he's very calculated, but and I don't he doesn't really show emotion, um because, like, even when she's crying, now she said that he does hold her when she cries, but when she's crying, there's no comfort given to her. Or when she is pouring her heart out, he laughs. And that would, I think my reaction at one point in time probably would almost be to smack him. Maybe I would be able to catch my hand in midair, but that would piss me off so bad. And there's just there's something about him that it's just not. She's not going to get the love and affection that she wants or needs from Ryan. She's just not. I think that his letter to her, finally, wasn't one where she started smiling in the end and then was like dead faced. And I don't even understand why, when that happens, he never asked her, like, what made you, like, what did I say to stop you from smiling? He never asked her. I don't think he asked her about her or her emotions or how he makes her feel, because the words that he says, they're not really harsh, but you know what I'm saying? Like, how he's delivering it is not really harsh, but it's just not what she's looking for. So he needs to figure out, like, what am I saying this, stops you from smiling? And he does not care. That is the thing. Like, his emotion is all, he's just worried about how he feels and not how he makes her feel. But anyway, I will be back next week. Like I said, I think that every one of them are going to stay together. I don't know how long they're going to stay together after tomorrow. I mean, next week's episode, but we will see. And I don't remember if I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You guys are doing your thing, watching my videos, so I do appreciate that. Again, I will see y'all next week. Peace.